Hi everyone. In this video, I will walk through a installation process of something called lswifi. So if you haven't used this is a very powerful tool, a free tool available for your Wi-Fi troubleshooting, specifically if you have a Windows environment. Now, you may have some other tools available like a Yahoo Wi-Fi Analyzer, Wi-Fi Explorer, different other sort of paid tools available for you to quickly analyze a given Wi-Fi environment. But in this particular case, this is a free tool. It's a CLI centric scanning tool available for a Windows environment. Now this is being developed by Josh. He has done this as a community sort of a work, but over a period of time he has keep this particular tool up to date and very powerful. I will showcase how you can use this particular tool in your wireless troubleshooting. Now, if you look at this particular help page, you can see you have to install Python first and then you can install lswifi. Now let's get started. Now if you search for Python, you can go to the official Python kind of page, and then you can see specific sort of releases available. So let's download whatever the latest available, 3.14.2. Let's get that's downloaded. Let's go with the Windows 64-bit installer, and you download it to download folder, and then once downloaded, probably you can go ahead and simply install. So let me just run as administrator, basically just to make sure it has privileges. Now one important thing is basically whenever you do that, probably installing give the privileges and then add path to Python exe. So in that way that will be automatically taken care of. Let's say custom installation, everything will be selected here. Probably let's give the install Python for all users. So this will be the folder it will be installing, program file Python 314, and let it get installed. So this will take maybe a couple of minutes. So now you can see installation was successful. We can close this, and if I go to command prompt, if I check a Python -- version, version. So you can see it is being installed 3.14.2. So now if you look at this sort of a lswifi GitHub page, I will add this particular link. So you can see the command to install is like a Python pip install lswifi. Okay, so now let's go to the command prompt and let's install Python pip install lswifi. Now this will install the lswifi. You can see this is the current version 1.56. So now if it is, probably if you want to go back to your sort of colors on the command prompt, you can just type color and different color option available. So I usually like light yellow. In that way I just use E. I'll go back to the, so now in here lswifi. Okay, so now it says whenever the installation done, it says basically using lswifi installed. Now it says basically now which is not in the path, so you have to modify. Obviously you have to add this into the environment variable. Let's do that. So modify the system variable. You can basically go to the system page here And then if you basically search environment variable, you will get the option of environment variable setting. And in here, you can basically, under the advanced environment variable, you can add a new variable. So now what you need to do is basically, if you go to the command prompt earlier, you can see, you can simply copy this as a variable. Probably you can put that particular path value. Probably this is like a path variable. Just click OK. And now that's there, and click OK. Now click OK. So now we have done that particular part. Now if I type lswifi, probably we can close the sort of command prompt and open it again. Let's say run as administrator. Or even, without running administrator, because now we should be able to run that. It's normally command prompt. Let's say color lswifi. So you can see now lswifi, you will get some detail here. Now if I want to walk through what information you will be seeing here, so let me type lswifi again. Now this will tell all the SSIDs available, in your environment, pretty much. Now if you put question mark, so now you should be able to let's say dash help. Now this will give all the options available for this particular command. Now quite useful command is, now you can filter all 5 GHz SSID by using -a command. If you use -g, that will filter all 2.4 band. -6 is filtering all the 6 GHz band. So these are quite useful command to filter your SSID available in your environment. And then the other sort of important one. So sometime you can filter using include, exclude, -inc, -exe. You can filter particular SSID. And then if you, want to filter particular BSSID, that means MAC address of your access point, you can do that too. And then, the export option is quite useful, where you can export this into a PCAP file. Okay. That way, let me just demonstrate a couple of those filtering options. Now in here, lswifi, if I say -a, so this will basically filter my 5 GHz SSID. Now, you can see by default, they're basically listening for SSIDs -82 or stronger. So now they're saying basically there are 42 SSIDs can be visible, but they filtered to 13 based on the signal strength. And then if you look at, now these are my home SSID, mrncciew, mrnu, all these are my access point. I am basically advertising. Now if I want to see in the 2.4 band, I can basically filter by lswifi-g. So now this is showing me, which technology being operating, Wi-Fi 7 access point, 11BE mean Wi-Fi 7. So this one basically somebody else's Wi-Fi Netgear, which is supporting 11x, some access point, solar Wi-Fi, maybe some neighboring devices, 11N technology. So which particular channel, what is the center frequency, number of special stream, what protocol being or what amendment being supported, 11K, VR, those details. The most important is this particular tool, you can understand which security method you configure. For example, this mrncciew, you can see I have configured traditional PSK, I have enabled WPA3 personal and WPA3 personal with fast transition as well. Okay, and then the unicast encryption, broadcast encryption. In here, basically we are using CCMP 128. Okay. Now let me just filter for 6 GHz as well. The where to filter is 6 here. So if you filtered for 6 GHz, so these are the all 6 GHz SSID I am being advertising. So you can see now in 6 GHz world, you cannot enable a legacy WPA2 AK. So you can see here WPA3 with fast transition. Now certain sort of now mrn U here, the 6 GHz cable SSID. So now it's configured with .1x. Okay, so fast transition with .1x, and then this is without fast transition .1x. Now certain SSIDs I have configured with GCMP 256. Now for example, mrnPSK, which is a Wi-Fi 7 SSID configuration. You can see I have configured with WPA3 personal, group dependent WPA3 personal, unicast cipher being either CCMP 128, GCMP 256, and broadcast cipher being. So now let's say example I am interesting about to filter for this SSID. Now let me just now you can say including, probably if I filtered for this, now I am basically filtering for that SSID. Now you can see it's basically, now let me see whether I can filter out, I got another SSID appeared here. If I basically using double inverted comma, let's see, it's only filtered for those. Still this SSID being appearing because my SSID naming goes, this SSID consists of the same name again. Otherwise, if you for the time being ignore this particular line here, now these are the sort of my SSID. What they're saying is, now this SSID is available on 6 GHz channel number 21, on 5 GHz channel number 149, and on 2.4 channel number 11. So now if I want to export, now let's example, if I want to, let's say dash export, I think one single dash, not double dash. Now this will be exporting that as a PCAP file. Now it's saying it's available in this particular location. Okay, so now if I go to lswifi, this folder location, let me just show that. If I go to that location, so you can see I have that PCAP being exported. Now if I open this in Wireshark, let's open this in Wireshark. Now I will install this update later. So now this is basically now you can see, because I have the another SSID name including same name, this first frame be appearing, but otherwise these particular 3 frame is captured from channel number 11, channel number 149, channel number 21. Now if you look at the detail, you will see all those particular beacon frame detail. For example, in the 6 GHz point of view, this one, if I expand in the RSN information element, you will see I have configured, because this is only advertising the WPA3 AKM value 8 and 24. Okay, so now if I look at another SSID, probably in the 2.45 gigahertz, you will see legacy security as well. But in here, this SSID being purely configured for WPA3. In that way, even this particular band, you should see the same AKM count, AKM number tau 2, just SAE, AKM value 8, and AKM value 24, which is group dependent. So now in that way, now you can see, like it's very useful tool. There are a lot of, useful options available. Now, if you go here in your sort of a documentation page, you will see all the different options available. So now, if you want to change that signal strength, to neg 60, so now you can filter. That's example. You want to look at your SSIDs very close to you. In that way, rather than filtering, you can use -T option. Now let me use a different color. lswifi -T. So neg 60, when you are filtering, only SSIDs neg 60 dBm or stronger. So now you can see here all the signal strength value. You can see it's filtered for neg 60 or stronger. Okay. So now in here you want to filter like a -A. Probably this should filter only 5 gigahertz. Now you can see channel number 132, 149, channel number 100. So these are the stronger than neg 60 or stronger. These are the SSID being heard. That signal level or stronger. In that way, you saw, you can use that -T kind of filtering. We talked about include, exclude, you can filter for your SSID, -H just for help. We looked at that as well. And then if you want AP names, into the output, you can add that, lswifi -- AP names. Now let's see basically whether we can get what are the AP names if that being broadcast. AP names. If you look at the command, it's a AP -names. That's the sort of a command. AP -names. In the beacon frame will be cached and detected AP names. Okay, so now please acknowledge that storage AP names enable feature. Let's say yes. Let's go ahead and enable that. Okay, you can see here this is the AP name. I know this my AP number 178. That's my Cisco AP name. Probably it appear to be, some other additional information appear there. Probably I need to check what exactly this information is. But if I want to check 6, I know, even my Ubiquiti access point recently being advertising this AP name. Probably I need to, ask Josh to, decode a particular element and add that detail. Probably he can, look at that information element as well, because I can see only Cisco APs it's showing here, but not in the Meraki APs. So now, some additional column, you can do that, and then, probably go through this particular, CLI, all the options available here, and understand your wireless environment very easily. So I hope, this video gives some help, how to use this lswifi tool. Very quite a useful tool. I'll basically using this tool for any upcoming videos, specifically when I testing with the Windows environment.